Boy, was I wrong. I was very wrong when we're going to get another news update with NASCAR console gaming news. 4 days later, after the other video, we get word that iRacing will be making a NASCAR console game for 2025. They got the, I guess, license rights from MSG, and iRacing will be making a console game in 2025. I was kind of right that there would be some game maybe 2025, 2026, but I was also partially right that it was going to be iRacing. I thought it was going to be iRacing and Monster Games, but I was very wrong. But yeah, this news is pretty surprising it came this soon. I was expecting a long break, or at least a long period of time before something came out, but no, it's happening today, apparently, with this announcement. And it's overall, what do I think? I think it's good news. I think at this point, don't set expectations too crazily high. I mean, we've been burned so many times in the past. I feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like it should be obvious to not go in with super crazy expectations. I think the expectation to kind of go into this is just having a very functional game that just works on a very basic level, has, common normal features. It has to have a freaking mirror. It's gotta, the pit logic has to work and all that. Like, it's gotta have a good foundation to build upon for years to come. That's why the first game is very important, and all that stuff. So, will I think be better than Ignition? Probably. I mean, the bar is set so low. I mean, it just has to function, and it'll be better. Better than 2011, yeah. Better than I would imagine so. I mean, iRacing. This is basically a group of NASCAR nerds making a game, which is kind of what you need when you make a NASCAR game, so you can understand the small intricacies of the sport down to its finest detail. These are the people for it. But we'll see how it goes. The World of Outlaws game that was with iRacing and Monster Games, that was for the most part good. I still have problems with it, but it's very solid. Like, it's well above average. But one of the things it has with that game is sometimes the difficulty. It's sometimes really easy, at some tracks really hard. The contact is just strange, and the career mode is extremely long. Like, I'll be like 45, 50 seasons in, and it's like hard to really get immersed when it's like it takes my driver 50 years to get to the other series. Like, I don't know. That's a whole other tangent. But what do I think will be with this iRacing game? Like, what are my concerns? I think one thing that's been very prevalent in NR 2003 and in iRacing, because NR 2003 is the groundwork of what built iRacing. It was originally by the same people that did iRacing, so they're linked in a lot of ways, is the difficulty. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things that they're going to have to fix. So it's streamlined, so you can have it set to one difficulty setting for like the whole season and be set. In NR 2003, the reason why I don't even bother with the season mode or even a race now, because if I did a race now, then I have to do like a whole bunch of points on my own and calculate it myself, and it's just a lot of dumb, extra, pointless legwork. And there's no point of even doing a championship mode, because the difficulty set to one setting. You only be able to set it once, and then it's set to that for the whole season. So some races are going to be really easy, and some races are going to be possibly hard. That's kind of the thing with that in iRacing. It's like just the difficulty is so random at different tracks. Some seem to work at 100% difficulty. Other ones are like 90 is like the best. Sometimes 105 is the best. And it's just a big mishmash and really random. And again, when I play a game, I don't want to be sitting here with a pen and paper or getting out a Google Doc chart and writing down what track difficulty combination is the best. It's very tedious and just obnoxious to do. And I feel like that's one of the things I kind of expect with this game in 25 is it's going to have a lot of just AI balancing issues, because iRacing AI already have that and NR03 have that. So this has been an issue that's been stuck with them for better part of 20 years. So I would be high pressed to kind of expect it, but I'll be shocked if it's fixed or tweaked. So that'll be one thing I'm kind of already thinking there'll be a knock against it, is something like that based on past trends. Kind of like with Ignition using the R Factor engine and everything, that kind of was already bad news from the start, just because it worked well on road courses, but everywhere else it kind of sucked, and it ended up being sort of the case. So just knowing trends, that's kind of my expectation, or one thing to expect. I mean, if it just gets the foundation right and just has a good start to just build off of, I feel like that'll be good for first game, but then maybe the second game fixes the difficulty so it's a little more consistent. So, you know, you don't have to go to Daytona instead to 100, then go to Michigan. It's like, you know, go to 95, and then the Roval's like 110 or 105 because it's too easy. Like, it's just really, really all over the place. Just for an example, it's just, yeah. So, it's kind of my thoughts on it. It's overall good. I think it's a good strat that they're waiting a year and a half, 2 years before it comes out. At least I'm assuming it's going to come out in September. The fiscal year ends September 30th, so I'm assuming any new game in 2025 will be before September 30th. So that's my assumption. It won't come out any later than September 25. Might be even sooner than that. I don't know. But a year and a half, 2 years, I think is a reasonable amount of time to develop an NASCAR game, especially one from the ground up, is from what they're saying. And there was other reports too that Motorsport Games was willing to sell the license, but they were going to have people pay like $60 to $100 million until September 30th, when that, I guess, ended. So that was just insane that they were going to go that much. And there's other stuff I saw too on Twitter that they told their employees, like, they're going to have the rights till 2024, and they're going to see, like, I don't know, they're talking about something about they're going to see income and it's going to be great. And it's like, well, no, not really. They're barely earning money to keep the lights on. It doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. But I'm just glad that this saga, at least with the NASCAR side of things, is, I'm assuming, completely done with now. There's still the IndyCar game, obviously, the more MSG does, which Radman still has 100% confidence and faith that it's going to be amazing. It's just hilarious. It's one of the funniest things ever. Based on their track record, I mean, everything we've heard with this IndyCar game is just, it's going to have a single, it's going to have a race now and then like maybe a championship mode, but no career mode. One of the features they were boasting at for a period of time was time trial. So I have no hope for that. I have no confidence in that. Poor IndyCar fans have it awful right now. But yeah, I have no confidence in that. That's just, why get hyped about that based on their track record? So that'll be funny to see whenever that comes out. But good, NASCAR finally is away from the MSG empire, or at least the exclusive rights, or got transitioned over. So I think that's good. Otherwise, there's not too much more else to really dive into. I think for the most part, this is good news. I just have questions and or concerns based on their track record in past. I have confidence that it'll at least be a functional game where you can do a 25% race with 4 times wear and people pit when they're supposed to. They're going to have rational pit logic, and tire wear is it should be pretty good, and the driving miles should be pretty good based on... I have a lot of confidence in that. Just, I think the difficulty is one of my biggest questions from track to track and everything. Obviously, first year, have it focus strictly Cup Series. Once you have a good foundation, everything's good. Whether that's by the third game, like, I would rather wait for them by like year 3 or 4 to start adding in different series if it's going to mean that the core Cup Series stuff, they got that situated. Because the problem with Heat 2 and onwards is Heat 2 they went to other series that cut up their development time, and also because of the logistics of getting all the sponsors and getting all the approvals from the Xfinity truck, that probably took up just a lot of time just on that in general. And then Heat 3 had the Extreme Dirt Tour, and if you look at one of the challenges in Heat 3 with one of the Dirt Tour stuff, in the commentary stuff, they were talking about how it took 3 or 4 months to make the tracks. So out of a year, 1/3 of that year was just taken up of the Extreme Dirt Tour tracks. Like, a lot of progress time just went to other things that I didn't think was needed, and I think need to be focused more on just getting the core Cup stuff situated. So yeah, they just need to take their time. If it takes three years before there's a Xfinity trucks and all that, more good. I want the foundation to be solid, and if that means we only have Cup for a couple of years, so be it. I want it to be done right, because you only get one chance at this. Well, when you with a company like, you get one chance to try to make it right, and I think it's important to focus on the Cup stuff for now, and then worry about the other smaller stuff later. The other thing I'm worried about too is their DLC methods, or their double dipping method, because I don't think they're going to be insane to make you pay like $5 for all the tracks and everything. I'm assuming it's not going to be like that. Why are my shoulders so weird? I don't know. I'm noticing that. It's freaking me out. But yeah, I'm assuming they're not going to do a double method thing where they're going to make you pay like $5 for a track and everything, because that's a whole other thing with the iRacing stuff that's insane, is they double dip, because you have to pay for membership, and then you have to pay for the car, and then the different make of the car. So if you want a Chevy, that's like $12, a Toyota, that's like $12, and then a Ford is $12. And then you have to pay like a certain amount for tracks, and obviously there's like deals where it's like you get 4 and the one's like free, or I don't know, but it's a stupid, just unbelievable amounts of money if you want to get like all the Cup tracks. It's just utterly absurd. Not even factoring in truck and Xfinity stuff. Like you're talking hundreds upon hundreds of dollars, and that's not even factoring in if you don't have a steering wheel and pedals. Like you're to get a Cup, or I guess the Xfinity and truck and Cup experience, you're looking at $500+ or almost $1,000 if you factor in like wheel and pedals and everything. And then the membership, it's just extreme. So I'm hoping they don't do anything astronomically stupid like that. I'm assuming they're not, but I'm worried that they're going to do some kind of shitty thing like that. But I don't know, just speculating, thinking out loud. I think that's my overall thoughts on it for the most part. Just overall good. Some lingering questions. I'm assuming most people are going to probably think they're going to be happy about this, I would imagine. So, yeah, now we just have to wait till 2025. It sucks to wait that long, but, it's good that they're taking their time developing it, so that's also good. So, the wait, I'm hoping will be worth it, so I guess we'll see. Also, what the other game might be, I'm really hoping they're not going to throw in, like, 4+ series all at once, because Dale Jr. made a tweet maybe a year ago talking about how would people think about Dirt Daytona remake, and it's like, that's cool, but that's a lot of resources and everything if you're going to add in Xfinity trucks and get the licensing for all the sponsors, and it's just it seems like just a lot for a first game, and I don't know if all the resources and time are going to be put into the actual gameplay, so I'm worried about that. I'm hoping it's not going to literally be like Dirt Daytona for the first year. Maybe year 3 or 4 down the line, but for the first year, I just want to, very simple, almost bare bones game, but functional. It's got all the core elements, and it has a lot of things to expand upon. We don't want to go insane. We've seen the past. That's my thoughts. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So, yeah. I guess we'll wait and see what other news we got in the future. But for now, that'll do it for me. See you later, and have a good day.